All right, everyone. There's an interesting article, link in the description, archived, of course, about the left having not learned its lesson. When you see what's happening in New York City, for example, right now with mamdani and Cuomo and so forth, those are mentioned explicitly in the article, of course, and what you see elsewhere in the country, in Minneapolis, in California, the left clearly has not learned its lesson. Rather, the Democrats haven't really learned their lesson. The Democrats' problem is that they've done this broad umbrella thing and they draw in a bunch of lefties. And normally, for decades, they simply promised them things and then they gave them breadcrumbs thereafter, but they got them to vote for them. But they never really allowed them to have power. Bernie Sanders, decades ago, was basically the oddball of Congress, for example. He's from my home state of Vermont, although he was born in New York, in Brooklyn, I believe, actually. Born and raised there, came to Vermont to make a better life. It's a really great place to be if you are a leftist grifter, by the way. All you have to do is out-commie the other commies and you'll get probably elected. What happened is that the Democratic Party originally had a handful of these left-wing oddballs within the party to talk up a big game to far left areas and say, look, we're going to do all of these great things. We're going to enact communism and shit like that. All you have to do is vote for us. Just trust us, you dumb fucks. And for a long time, it worked. Then the left realized, hey, we don't actually have to do that. Some of these districts are so safely blue. All we have to do is out left the already center left, and we'll simply get elected over and over again. It'll be formulaic. And they were successful in so doing, at least for a time. Now you see the reduction of this particular cohort, but it's still there within the Democratic Party. And then they haven't learned a goddamn thing. You just got crushed in a national election. Completely crushed. Kamala Harris did a terrible job. Democrats across the board were getting wiped out, and your party effectively semi-collapsed. Instead of saying, why did this happen? Hey, maybe we should do something different. Well, the liberals have just doubled down. They refuse to purge the left from their party and embrace sort of like the workers, like the union Dems. Or conversely, they could move to the left and the Workers' Party sort of union Dems would probably still vote Republican. They seem to vote for Trump at large margins. But you've embraced the left more fully, and then your party moves in that particular direction. But they haven't taken either of these roads. Instead, they're still trying to straddle the fence. They're still trying to unite working class union Dems with people on the far left that fucking hate the workers. It makes absolutely no sense from a strategic standpoint. This makes no sense whatsoever, politically speaking. The Democrats are having this problem where they're doing this weird balancing act between these two dipoles. Now, neither of those are the major ones. The major core of the party is just the NPR cup wielders. It's the sweater-wearing liberals, the NIMBYists, the idiots of society, basically. But they keep trying to draw in these two other groups that they need in order to win national elections, and they're not really having a lot of luck, a lot of success in doing so. Trump's populism, meanwhile, has generally prevailed. MAGA has definitely overrun part of that Democrat union worker sort of segment of the party and absorbed it at this point. And I don't think that it's going to go back in the other direction anytime soon. The reason the Democrats did not learn their lesson. You've got idiots like mamdani and that dude from Minneapolis, can't remember his name, Zafar, I think. You've got idiots like that who run at the local level or the regional level, but they're egotists. And so they're constantly trying to get attention. and they're associated with your political party. Yay, that's wonderful, isn't it? The Republicans have had similar problems, for example. Look at Lauren Boebert, for example. Now, Boebert did nothing wrong in that theater, but it was an embarrassing incident. She's associated with the Republican Party, and therefore, by extension, all other Republicans are automatically implicated as being accepting of that particular behavior. And for some reason, liberals have become the moralists and don't want people to have their tits touched. It's very interesting how the parties have flipped, 180 basically. The Republicans are now the party, and the Democrats are now the old stodges, basically. The old the gerontocracy. The Republicans, I believe, on average, are actually now younger than the Democrats. It was completely different maybe 10 years ago. It's very, very strange to me. As a millennial, I'm just saying, I never expected to vote for a Republican at all. Had no choice. The opposite party confirmed my fears. Hillary Clinton would have started World War III. But the left hasn't learned its lesson. And this is what I'm saying. And actually, this would be an appeal to liberal voters. Vote against your natural party in order to watch it crash and burn in hopes that it finally wises up and becomes viable again. Because right now, the Democratic Party really doesn't have a lot of talent now, does it? Who are you going to run? Gavin fucking Newsom? Pete Buttigieg? That'll go over real well. Transport Secretary who only showed up at the train wreck site after Trump had already done so. You'll get creamed. Wouldn't even be close. You think that Kamala Harris' loss was bad? I have a feeling that the next one would be worse. We're going to wait and see what happens in the midterms, of course, because that'll be kind of an indicator of the public's opinion with regards to the direction of the country and so forth. So we have to wait for that. But I have a sneaking suspicion the Republicans might actually pull it out of their ass. Because the Democrats are so dysfunctional, not because the Republicans are particularly talented. I have a feeling that in the midterms, they might actually retain the House and the Senate, which would be abnormal, actually. Abby-normal, as some of you would put it. This would actually be odd if they do manage to make that happen. And if the Trump administration continues to do generally an approved of job, um, God, the next national election is going to be a complete wash for the Democrats because they just can't get their shit together. They haven't learned anything. They're still trying to do the DEI, id poll, critical race theory thing, even though it's been widely rejected by the public. That's not a good idea. And then you have, again, these local and state level candidates that are going to become an embarrassment for your party. Whereas the Republicans, generally they're holding rank, which is abnormal for them. Trump's the only one that could possibly accomplish that, by the way. Whereas the Democrats are the ones that are breaking rank over and over and over again. So again, it's astonishing to watch. That's about all. Peace out.